Smart homes are first and foremost designed to be labour-saving systems, allowing you to remotely control functions and automate the mundane tasks, so you can spend more time gaming or rolling in the mud with your pigs. Don't judge. But one of the key aspects that was extended in the recent Matter 1.4 spec is energy monitoring. And with careful management and the right automations, there is actually the potential for your smart home to reduce your household energy usage. So can Matter devices contribute to energy efficiency and environmental sustainability? Maybe. Hey Siri, how's my energy usage looking?
Maybe you should turn some lights off. It's like Blackpool bloody illuminations in here.
Charming. I'm James Bruce, and in this week's Matter Alpha Explainer, I'll be exploring some of the ways Matter will help you to be more sustainable. I'm not going to explain what Matter is. We have separate videos on that. If this is your first time hearing about Matter and the smart home ecosystem, then please go and watch some of our earlier videos first. I'm going to assume you already know of or have some Matter devices in your home, whatever flavour of that they are, and you're just curious about some of the ways it could be used to save energy. So most obvious perhaps are smart thermostats. Hardware such as the Tado X range of smart thermostats and radiator thermostats can be used to control temperatures in specific rooms or to automate your home heating using weather information, for instance, to come up with smart heating and cooling schedules. Or perhaps your work pattern is not set, but you want the heating to come on just after you leave your office. Geolocation-based automation routines combined with a smart thermostat can ensure your home knows when you're leaving work and it heats up and is toasty before you get there, rather than blindly coming on at a set time. If you have a rapid heating system in each room, perhaps you prefer to use smaller electric radiators rather than a whole home system, or you have them forced on you because you're renting an apartment, then having those hooked up to motion sensors can be a much more efficient way. Now, for those of us living in good old Blighty where the humidity and mold is a constant problem, having your Matter smart home automatically monitor the status and turn on, say, a dehumidifier is literally a lifesaver, helping to ensure our home doesn't turn into a scene from The Last of Us.
Figured he wasn't down here last time.
Then there's smart lighting. Although the rollout of LED bulbs and fixtures has meant lighting overall takes up a smaller part of our household energy usage, it's also somewhat countered by the increase in amazingly cool smart lighting products such as neon rope strips and wall panels and what have you.
That's a perfect example of Jevons paradox, which states despite increased efficiency of a product, we end up using more of it.
Yeah, thanks, Harry. Now, having advanced beyond the basic coloured bulb with remote control, smart lighting in the form of ceiling bulbs, atmospheric wall lamps, ambient LED strips, those can all be incorporated into a Matter smart home environment. And this is perhaps the lowest hanging fruit in terms of automation. So you've got timed schedules. If perhaps you have a child who's prone to leaving lights on at night, then giving it a schedule to turn off at a set time ensures that it won't end up being on all night long. Motion sensors can also help there to ensure that if they leave the room, they won't leave the lights on. Ultimately, teaching your children not to leave lights on is a much better life skill, but for shared areas like hallways, automation can often be preferable. Hey Siri, turn all the lights on.
I'm sorry, James. I can't let you do that. Please be more mindful of your electricity use.
Fair enough. Smart plugs. Perhaps the easiest way to get started with Matter. Smart plugs can make dumb devices smart with scheduling and automation. I mentioned already using them to perhaps automate your electric heating according to the weather, but many smart plugs increasingly feature energy monitoring, which can help you to determine how much power a particular device is using and therefore whether it's inefficient and should be replaced or dealt with in some other way. For instance, I put a smart plug on my TV only to find that it used a whopping 15 watts when turned off. That was the vampire power of the TV, and I used to think that vampire power was a myth. Most of the time it is. Most appliances are very efficient nowadays, but this particular smart TV isn't. Armed with that knowledge and not being the sort of person who tends to turn things on and off at the plug, I left the smart plug on it, which itself only drew a couple of watts, and then I had voice control of the TV power. So if the TV was off all day, that's 240 watt hours saved in a single day, or 91 kilowatt hours a year. Considering that we pay 30 pence per kilowatt hour here, that alone saved us about £30 per year. More than enough to pay off the cost of a smart plug, and of course, save energy. Now, what I'm personally waiting for is Matter support for solar energy production, which is in the spec, but being in the spec and being implemented in available products is another thing entirely. But I will note that if you have, say, Home Assistant and any sort of API for your home solar system, what I'm about to describe is entirely possible. So in our home, our solar tariff allows us to use as much of the solar as we like that we generate, and we still get paid for it as if we were exporting and giving it to the grid. What that means is that we're incentivized to use as much of our excess solar as possible. So at the moment, we have to manually check the Tesla Powerwall to see, are we generating lots of energy on this nice sunny day? And if so, we can use it. We can turn the washing on, we can charge these batteries or whatever else needs doing. For us, that's a very manual process right now, but once this is integrated into Matter, we'll be able to fire off those smart plugs whenever excess energy is detected, or even as simple as sending us some sort of notification. Matter 1.4 should, in theory, allow this, so all that remains is to see this implemented into actual consumer products. Lastly, in a similar vein are EV chargers, which can be configured to charge your car when power is most plentiful and cheapest. This shifts our collective grid usage pattern around and ensures that eco-friendly energy like wind power, which is bountiful at night, is used to its fullest extent.
James, the power is abundant and cheap at the moment. Would you like me to charge the car?
Go ahead. Now, if you're in the UK, there are already implementations of smart EV chargers that can do this with, say, the intelligent Octopus tariff, in which the power company will tell your car when to charge every day. Now, personally, we have a dumber version of this, which is the Octopus Go tariff, which is anytime between 12:30 to 5 a.m. at night, power's cheap. So at that point, we can charge the car and the Tesla battery and do the washing, etc., just with existing smart plugs for a lot of it. But once it's fully integrated into Matter hubs, the possibilities will open even further and enable more people to take advantage of this. Now, there is also a minor sustainability aspect to Matter. Since Matter devices are intended to be future-proof and compatible with the widest array of smart home systems as possible, it should mean that the lifespan of that device is increased. And if that means less out-of-use technology and devices are arriving at the local landfill, that's a brilliant reason to move your smart home and perhaps that of your friends and family over to a Matter-based system. But let's also be realistic. The amount of energy and materials required to make these smart home devices in the first place, the energy that goes into them probably isn't going to be made up for by comparatively small amounts of energy that you'll save in your home. The net energy saving throughout the lifetime of a smart product probably isn't going to be negative. But if you are going to have smart home devices anyway, the least you can do is to use them in the most sustainable way possible and to lower your household energy usage. I'm James Bruce. You've been watching MatterAlpha.com. If you have any feedback, questions, or other ideas about how Matter can help you to save energy around the home, then please let us know in the comments section. Otherwise, until next time.